Hello, this is Pastor Gra with the Wednesday message for the 22nd of July 2020. The subject this week is simply a gift. I wonder what comes to your mind when you think about gifts. When I was a boy in the United Kingdom at Christmas, I was asked to think about what I would like for a Christmas gift or gifts. People around the world reading or listening to this will understand what I'm about to say, but for the benefit of those in Asia, I'll explain. In a home where I was brought up, heating the house was a major consideration. So most ground floor rooms had a chimney for an open fire, using either coal or wood. Keeping warm was a priority. Every child was told the fantasy tale or fable that on Christmas Eve, that's the 24th of December, Father Christmas or Santa Claus would come down the chimney and leave gifts for the children. It was therefore necessary to tell him what you wanted. Following discussions with parents, you would write a letter in your best writing and style to Mr. Claus, then post it up the chimney while the fire was well alight. The smoke would take it up the chimney and all the children believed it had been delivered, and they waited for Christmas morning in anticipation of receiving their chosen gift. Some children were fortunate enough to receive what they had asked for. Others had disappointed faces. I always wondered how Santa managed to deliver a new bicycle down the chimney, never got burned, and managed to eat his cake and finish the drinks that every house left for him. When Bartimaeus was brought to Jesus after all of his shouting, Jesus asked him, "What do you want?" I always thought this was a crazy question. He was blind, wasn't it obvious? But it was Jesus who was asking, so think again, Graham. Bartimaeus had been a beggar all his life and he'd thrown away his beggar's coat. Perhaps he wanted money for life. A pension, no more begging. Perhaps he wanted restoration to the community or to the family. Perhaps even sins forgiven. In the end, his reply was, "I want my sight." What would you ask for from Jesus today? In 1 Kings chapter 3, verses 1 to 4, God asks King Solomon what he wanted to do his job as king. He could have asked for anything, but God was so pleased with him and his answer. Wisdom, he said. Then we have the incredible story about two women claiming to be a child's parent. To settle the argument, King Solomon orders the baby to be cut into two, half each. The real mother gave in to protect the child, and the king then knew who the real mother was. I knew a church in the Midlands of England where I was born, who had a really good Christian policeman in the congregation. People believed it would be good for the town if he took the necessary exams for promotion. Unfortunately, he had never been good at school studies, and he doubted his own ability. The church persuaded him to study. They would pray continuously for God to change the cells in his brain so that he could remember information and understand. He was successful first in his sergeant's examination and then in his inspector's. Eventually he took charge of the area police force. I was inspired today listening to the testimony of Kim Collingsworth, who asked God as a child for a gift. One day she sat at the piano and started to play. No lessons, no music. She's able to play whatever she hears. She has spent her whole life playing for the glory of God. Listen to her brilliant playing on YouTube. I'll ask again, what would you ask for from Jesus today? Our prayers are all about surviving, money, infection. But what about gifts to glorify Him? Gifts for us, gifts for our children, that there can be success, blessing, and outstanding ability. Jesus is just waiting for you to ask, believing in faith to receive. God bless you. This is Pastor Gra saying goodbye for now.